Many thanks for joining us on the business segment. My name is Kweku Temin. My colleague Nana Ekuya-Asare should be joining us shortly. Now, for some time now, we've been talking about the MPC meeting. Today, the Central Bank Governor, Dr. Henry Wampa, announced the outlook to the press. My colleague Nana Ekuya-Asare was there. She's joined us on the line. Now, Nana Ekuya, a very good afternoon. We're grateful for your time. Well, I just want to find out from you, are businessmen going to borrow at a higher rate?
Well, Kuku, interestingly, I'm sure what analysts have predicted and the AGI were expecting were all thwarted. Analysts predicted that the policy rate be maintained, and AGI was also hoping, that is for industries, also hoping that it would be reduced. Well, this afternoon, the governor of the Bank of Ghana has announced an increase of 22% from 21%. That is the policy rate. He describes this as going to be a short-term measure, but hoping that the policy rate would reduce once again somewhere July should we need to announce it. But let me tell you exactly reasons why the policy rate has moved to 22%. Well, he says that fiscal consolidation is good. That is the strategies to minimize the deficits while curtailing more debts for the country seems to be on the good side. But the main reason why the policy rate moved up has to do with pressures on the economy. Pressures like the exchange rate, having the dollar to the CD now depreciating to 17.2% from January to May. Additionally, we have inflationary pressures and more expectations for inflation, looking at the consumer side as well as the producer side. Additionally, we had the commodity markets also posing pressures for the reasons why the policy rate was increased to 22%. And key also is the energy issues, which I'm sure most of you would be expecting, as well as analysts already predicting that would be another major reason why it has been increased. But the governor is asking businesses and individuals to calm down. Once the fiscal consolidation process is concluded, the policy rate will reduce once again. So we're looking at tightening and risk effects and putting in strategies to minimize the deficits whilst also curtailing the accumulation of more debts. Quickly.
All right, so the policy rate currently has been inched up from 21% to 22%. Now, Naneka, the press take advantage to find out the implications on businesses in the country, since the cost of borrowing is going to go up, added to the cost of operating businesses in the country. Are we to see untold hardship?
Kweku, the briefing is still ongoing, but this question you're asking has been posed already to the governor on why the policy rate has been increased, and the issue of having lending rates also go high if the policy rates are high. Well, the governor says that once there's sustained macroeconomic stability, he can assure that the interest rates or lending rates from other banks would reduce. But as part of reasons or concerns being raised by businesses and individuals looking at the lending rates as well as the interest rates given by banks, the Bank of Ghana says we'll be meeting banks tomorrow. We would have discussions, that is detailed discussions with banks tomorrow regarding their lending rates or interest rates that they charge from their customers as well as other business owners. So the bank is putting in measures to address the issue. Whether or not banks will be asked to reduce their rates or maintain it, even though the policy rate has been increased, well, I'm sure the discussions with the banks from the governor would give us the full detail of that in our subsequent bulletins, Kriko.
Nana Ekuya-Asare would be joining us later tonight with some more updates. Sincerely, we're grateful for your time. Later tonight, we'll get more updates on News 360. Now, cocoa prices on the world market has hit $3,000. Now, concerns are that Ghana and Indonesia, major producers of cocoa, were not able to supply to the world's demand. We caught up with Corrit Kingsley Marty, an economist from Data Bank, to explain reasons.
The cocoa market currently is being driven by the market fundamentals. And here what I mean is the interaction of the forces of demand and supply. On the supply side, there's been not too positive news coming from that end, because lately we heard of a lower output expected in Ghana. And Ghana is the second top producer of cocoa in the world. Now, Ghana's output is expected to reach a limit of 700,000 tons for this particular season. Now, this is lower than the roughly 800,000 tons that we did for the last season. Now, that is also putting a supply outlook on the negative side. Again, Indonesia, which is the third largest producer of cocoa, has also suffered a dip in their output. Output year on year fell by 56% as at April, and this again has choked the supply outlook. So on the supply side, it doesn't look too good for the market, for the cocoa market. And then on the demand side, just this morning we are hearing that the growth outlook for the euro area is improving, ostensibly because of the quantitative easing that has started in March this year.
All right, so many thanks for joining us on the business segment.